Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren. When people think supercars, those are the names that come to mind. But what if I told you you don't need any of those to beat them? This is a BMW M5 with a whopping 4.4 liter V8 and over 500 horsepower from factory. And it's quick! Yeah! When this car released back in 2012, everything changed. It ditched the screaming V10 from the E60 M5 and replaced it with a twin-turbo V8. People hated it at first.
The normal 5 Series now is so good, it's hard to justify spending the extra.
But they missed the point, because this wasn't just about noise anymore. This was about effortless power, 560 horsepower, instant torque, and the ability to destroy supercars in a full luxury sedan. And more importantly, this car changed everything. Every modern M car you see today exists because of this moment. This isn't just an M5, it's the car that redefined what M could be. Here is my F10 M5. Are you kidding me? I decided to pick up possibly the worst in the country that was left sitting for a very long time, has over 165,000 miles, and we purchased for about 95% off. This is the original window sticker for when this car first came out, and it says $295,000 back in 2013. My goal since we purchased this abandoned M5 has been to bring it back to its awesome life that it once had. But today we're taking it one step further, and that is unlocking its true potential and making it the ultimate four-door supercar slayer. Let's do this. So the great awesome thing about this car is not only the S63 engine, no, it's the turbos as well. These turbos from factory are capable of right around 750 wheel horsepower, which is just ridiculous. I mean, let's be honest, we don't really need more than that. I'm just kidding, we kind of do. Now, even though this motor is lower mileage and there's zero oil leaks anywhere on this engine, which is just unheard of for a BMW, it's got a very interesting story. In this very confidential document from BMW, it shows that at 78,000 miles, this car went in for a valve stem seal leaking check or fix. But then right on top of that, it shows piston rings broken, pretty much meaning the engine went kaboom. And after calling the dealership, turns out there was a massive issue that happened at the dealership. One of the mechanics did something wrong, took the car out for a test drive, didn't realize a lot of oil was coming out of the car, and when they gave it to the owner, the car ran out of oil, engine seized, and they had to order a brand new engine from Germany at 78,000 miles. The one things that aren't new and have 160,000+ miles on them are the turbos. And they are smoking. So ladies and gentlemen, we need new turbos. Right before this, I asked ChatGPT, how long would BMW charge for a job like this? It is a 20+ hour job. So I'm a little scared right now. I'm so scared right now. We gotta start moving. Woo, okay. Okay, we did that in about 30 seconds. And if you wanna take your F10 M5 to the dealership to do a job like this, $4,000 to $5,000. Let me put it this way, if we end up doing that, I would literally be paying BMW half of what I paid for this car to do the turbos. And we're also going to be doing some while we're in here jobs that are gonna make this car so much more better. Now, before I forget, let's remove the battery. Last thing we want is remove ECUs and things like that without disconnecting the battery. I remember when I first started working on cars, I was so terrified to touch any battery terminal cable, like terrified. But throughout all these years of working on cars, I've become much more confident and comfortable with them. So from what I'm seeing is we do have to remove these pipes because these connect to the intercoolers, one on each side. Also have to remove this pieces, which is part of the PCB, which we also got. Heat shielding for the down pipes, computers, computer plugs. We gotta move that coolant out of the way. Maybe this is a 20+ hour job, but We're about to see. Start the timer. Here we go. Now, a mindset that always gets me through tough jobs or just life situations is thinking of everything in the bright side. And the bright side of this is, one, we've never done twin turbos on a V8 BMW or any V8 car. And two, the turbos are up here, so we don't have to go under the car, which is just incredible. Now, we are gonna go under the car later, but that's for a fun thing. There we go. Now, the AC goes into this plastic bracket, and we're removing all of this because we have to remove this, the bracket that goes across. Something else that's in the way, it's the passenger side ECU. And yes, this car has 2 ECUs for the engine, which makes things much more complicated. And there's also coolant lines running through the computer since they're sitting in a very hot spot. We can't forget about this ground strap. Okay. That bolt went to the shadow realm. If you know, you know. No, it fell. Now we have to remove the heat shielding. That's going to give us access to the downpipes and actually be able to see the turbos. But first, we have to disconnect the O2 sensors. This car does have catless downpipes, and we're about to see which ones they are as soon as we take the shielding off. 2 Torx bolts on the passenger side come off. I almost just cut my entire finger off with this shielding, but thank God we purchased the hose because we just snapped it in half. These things are so brittle. BMW plastic isn't the best, and then when you add 160,000 miles to it, it's just as brittle as it gets. And this is the PCV pipe. Inside there's a one-way valve. It's simple but critical. At idle, it allows pressure and vapors to get pulled out of the engine, but the moment boost hits, it shuts, stopping all that turbo pressure from forcing its way back into the crankcase, because if it doesn't, you're dealing with oil leaks, smoke, and a car that doesn't really run right. Those 2 little shieldings out of the way now, we should be able to just easily, oh yeah, look at that, remove the ultimate heat shield. Yes, yes. And now we have a perfect front row seat view of the turbos. Unfortunately, these seem to be a no-name brand for the downpipes, but we're one step closer to removing the turbos. I'll never get over how cool it is that the turbos are up here. Like, what? But okay, I think right now we're going to disconnect the downpipes from the turbos. It's just this V-band clamp, probably 13 millimeter. All these lines from the turbo itself, so we can move it out of the way, and then we can remove the turbo, which, starting with this top line, it looks to me like an oil drain. I'm not sure, but 14 millimeter. We have to remember where all these goes. But I'm gonna be honest, the fact that this is gonna be my first ever giveaway car, if you haven't entered the giveaway yet, well, you cannot enter just yet. In the previous video, I said if you guys got the video to 13,000 likes, I would give away the car to one of you. I'm still trying to figure out how to exactly do that because you guys beat the 13,000 like goal. Stay tuned for that, but for now, enjoy the building of this car. Coolant line out of the way. Still got one more. Intercooler, clamp, turbo. These clamps are one-time use, so we gotta like pretty much break them. I don't even know how this works. Or maybe not. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Sucks that they make these one-time use, but BMW. Oh, these things are still not moving. Oh, wait. There's more bolts holding it on. Okay. We have to remove these 2 bolts holding in both intercoolers. And then I think we'll be able to push back the intercoolers enough to remove the turbos. You guys know the rules. When in doubt, pull out the pry bar. Now, modifying and rebuilding cars is cool and all, but there's something that we always have to do, and that is take care of the dailies, the everyday, the ones that are always there for us. And as you guys have heard before, for us, it's the good old parts getter, the Santa Fe, but there's one thing about this car that needs improvement, and that is the headlights. Aside from an obvious good cleaning, the bulbs are still from 2012, meaning they barely light up anything on the road, especially when we're driving at night. And that's where today's sponsor, Last Fit, comes in. They hooked us up with their latest LS Plus LED bulbs, the brightest series they make. These are for anyone who actually wants to see at night while driving. Just look how nicely packaged they are. And another insane factor, these are roughly 700% brighter than the regular halogen bulbs that this car comes with. So it's going to be a complete literal nighttime to daytime difference. We're gonna light up the moon. And here's some more fun information in case you're into the geek stuff, but the install was also extremely smooth, especially since this car is a little easier to work on, but these are plug and play, so no need to worry. And look at these two bad boys side by side. I mean, insane difference. But it's time to see what these bad boys look like at nighttime. Look at the difference is insane. The difference between the two is so massive, it's a little silly to compare, but it's just unbelievable, especially against the wall. I mean, check this out. And if you're on the road, yeah, that's crazy. Now with brighter lights, we can feel less sketchy going to sketchy areas. As you know, we're always looking for car parts in sketchy areas. Now I feel a whole lot better. But I only feel better if you stop driving around with those old headlight bulbs that are yellow and they don't even have any type of brightness. Go check out Last Fit's newest LS Plus LEDs. They're the brightest and safest option. Everything will be linked in the description. Use code DannyZ. Thank you so much, Last, for sponsoring this video. Funny thing is, one of my first ever sponsors years ago was Last Fit, and it was for this car. In fact, the Last Fit LEDs I installed in this car are still working perfectly. That's insane. I just remembered this is someone's car. I'll try my best not to break it. Yes. Okay, now we gotta wiggle in here and get the clamp that's holding the turbo to the exhaust manifold, which is under the turbo. The big extension didn't work. The medium extension didn't work. No extension actually worked. Okay, this turbo's like about to come out right now. Something seems to be caught. We haven't done the oil drain, which sits at the very bottom because it's so difficult to get to those bolts. So I wonder if that needs to be disconnected. Okay, there's the air intake. Yep, there we go. Okay. Whew. Definitely oil where there isn't supposed to be oil, that's for sure. I can actually see it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, boom, break it. Oh, now it's off. Yeah. Oh. Wait, we got it. Yes. We got the bolt. Now, this is gonna be so difficult to get back into the car. I mean, I'm just trying to figure that out right now. It's gonna be terrible, but we got the bolt, one thing at a time. Next up is breaking the clamp off the turbos that's holding it to the headers, which as you can see is on top of the engine. It's pretty crazy. And that could very well possibly be the last thing that's holding this turbo in here. Oh, it is. Oh, no way. No way. Hold on. Oh boy, what's stuck? Oh, there's a vacuum line. Vacuum line is off. Let's go, look at this. No way, we just did that. I love cars, they're so fun. And we do the exact same thing to the passenger side turbo, which I think it's the better one of the two because there was no oil on the PCV valve. Okay, yes. Turbo number 2. In case you don't remember, when I first bought this car, one of the issues was it kept saying low coolant in the engine or the turbos. I don't know which side of the cooling system, but it said low coolant. I just found the coolant leak. It's in a really easy spot. Check this out. Right under the turbos, look at this pipe. It's completely oh my goodness.
What?
Wow. I love BMW as a company in cars, but man, why are you using plastic little brittle hoses in quite literally the hottest part of this entire engine bay, in between the block and the turbos? In the time it took me to remove the turbos, 3 hours and 23 minutes. Now, you have to keep in mind, this is me talking to the camera, filming, redoing things. So I would probably take like a good hour and a half from that. So I think it was 2 hours. One thing that really surprised me was the size of these stock turbos. They are much bigger compared to any other BMW I've worked on. But then again, it is a V8 engine, so it needs bigger turbos. But we can also clearly see the blades are all chewed up, and time has really taken a toll on these turbos. And I'm thankful we did this, because we would have never found that coolant leak. And I cannot imagine driving down the road, no coolant, and I can't even figure out why. We're actually still waiting for the new turbos to get here, but that's okay. We still have a lot more to do. So I'm thinking we're gonna leave this car like this, and let's continue on to the next modification. We'll wait for the new turbos to come in. And that modification is every car guy's favorite mod, especially with a car that has such an awesome, aggressive, high horsepower engine. This is, in my opinion, one of the best sounding BMWs. That is when it has the correct exhaust setup, which we just haven't had. An awesome exhaust manufacturer, Valvetronic Designs. And here we have it, the entire exhaust laid out right in front of us. This looks amazing. I love titanium that we did on the Mercedes, but there's something clean about stainless steel where it just looks amazing. It has one valved muffler, another valved muffler. It goes down and then unites right in the middle and then does its own thing. Now, I'm excited about this exhaust because it's very different than every other valved exhaust we've ever had from Valvetronic. Since the stock exhaust system on the F10 M5 didn't come with electronic valve or valved at all, I think. These are actually vacuum actuated valves. Every other one we've done has been electronic. This one does the same thing, but it's done through vacuum. And let's just say, when setting it up, it was a very new experience. So we have to run vacuum lines, and this is a control unit for the exhaust, which is awesome, or easily enough to the cigarette lighter. And we do have the little control remote to open or close the valves. We already skipped step 1, which is jack up the car. That's already done. Step 2, remove the stock exhaust. I hope these bolts aren't rusted on there and seized. That won't be fun. Let's go. Okay, so if you know me, you know I love to remove the entire exhaust altogether if we can. So that's the goal. And now what we have to do is get under the car and yeah, let's try to do just that. We should be able to. But we quickly saw something very strange. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, the plug for the diffuser is nowhere to be seen. Look at this. Are you kidding me? I'm hoping we can find the plug on eBay, and then the easy part is just soldering the wires. Might be able to just wiggle this out. Yeah, look at that. It's out. Now we have to continue to remove everything that sits directly under the exhaust, since we want to remove it all together. Why? Well, much easier. And let's be honest, I don't want to start unbolting clamps that are probably seized. Remove undershroud to be able to access where the exhaust meets the downpipes that come off the turbos. And thankfully, these bolts are pretty easy to get to, because on the X5M, it was impossible. There's simply just no room to get the downpipe into the bracket that meets the exhaust, let alone putting the bolt from the top and the nuts through the bottom. We always use a transmission mount to hold up the exhaust and makes it easier to drag it out from under the car. 13 millimeter. Second 13 millimeter. Third 13 millimeter. 4. Okay, now we got 2 more. Oh. We got 1 more. We got 1 more. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yes. Ah, it's stuck. Where's it stuck at? There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. What if the exhaust tips were this far back for a car? Would you rock it? Would you not? Who said a transmission jack was only for transmissions? And to my surprise, the stock exhaust actually does have exhaust valves and they are vacuumed. So that's pretty awesome. Now I don't have a hanger tool, but I need to remove the hanger so we can move them onto the new exhaust. I should probably invest in one. Now we can start by connecting the first part of the exhaust, which is the downpipes. And as I mentioned before, they're pretty easy to get to. Then we can connect the other pipes. Before I forget, this is the middle section of the exhaust. Let's put the cross member that goes connected to the chassis of the car, and everything lines up perfectly. And it's really cool how they do it. So it's the exhaust, and then it goes into this rubber, I guess you could say, exhaust hanger or mount, and then that goes into the brace. And the reason it's rubber, so you don't get that vibration, pretty much eliminates all of that. Boom. Look how perfect this fits. Just lit it in. Look down here. Look at this. No adjustments. The holes line up perfectly. Now the part I'm most excited about is the muffler, of course. Why? Because we got some really cool tips I'm going to show you guys, and we do have the valve system. So I believe this is this side. And these tips are going to be so much bigger than stock too. I'm so excited. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. And we also cannot forget to set up the second set of hangers. Now it's time for personally my favorite part of exhaust installs. We gotta put on the tips. That's insane. So I think these are 3.5-inch tips or maybe bigger. I don't know. They just look amazing and they are carbon fiber. The fun part about exhaust tips is we can adjust them however we want. Stick them out, flush with the bumper, or a little further in. Me personally, I like them a little on the aggressive side, but either way, when we lower the car, if it doesn't look great, we can adjust it. Just like that, tips are on, baby. Now, the tip that's closer to the middle of the car is a little bit more out than the outer tip. I think that's how it's supposed to be, and it looks so good. Either way, when we drop the car, I'll know if they're a little bit too out or just perfect. For what we're about to do next, we need the good old engine hoist. And for once, we're not using it to remove an engine. How cool is that? Now, we previously discovered that one of the engine mounts for this car pretty much exploded. What in the world? So since we're doing motor mounts, we need to go ahead and lift up the engine, keep it in the air, and then we can go ahead and switch out the engine mounts. Thankfully, this engine does have this nice little hook up here and one back there, but we should be fine by just hooking in here. Boom, hook it just like that. We can jack up the engine. I've had a lot of fluid leaks in my life, but I've never had engine mount leaks. What in the world? But what holds the engine mount to the subframe is these 3 bolts. So we have to remove all of them, and that is 6 totals. Also, really funny story. This is my first time ever changing engine mounts on a car when the engine's still in. Okay. Just wait. No way. Oh my god. Do I have to remove this? Yes! Woohoo! Did we go to BMW for the new engine mounts? No, we did not. We went to the #1 website to purchase all OEM, OE, and maintenance parts for your European cars, FCP Euro. They specialize in European cars with OEM and genuine parts you actually want on your build. And the best part is every single one of those parts comes with a lifetime replacement guarantee. You buy it once, run it, wear it out, send it back, and get credit for a new one. So you're not just fixing your car, you're investing in it for the long run. Look at this, even got the bolts, more bolts. Here are the new engine mounts, baby. Woo! And they are the exact same. They were also a lot more affordable, so thank you FCP Euro. Especially compared to the Mercedes engine mounts that were $1,300 each. But now we can put in the new engine mounts and they go bolted onto the motor through one singular bolt. And that is an E14, I believe. The turbos I purchased for this car have been lost in the mail by UPS. Yeah.
Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure?
I paid for next day air and it never got here. Now, a friend of a friend is trying to figure out where it is, contacting all the warehouses, and it cannot be found. Yeah. What a massive loss by me. But we're not gonna let this stop us, baby. We must keep going. Let's just say God is great. God is great. Every obstacle, every inconvenience is just a form to test us and grow as humans. Most people would cry about it. My life is so hard. My turbos never got here. That's okay. We got a refund. And here is another set of turbos. Not as fancy, but they're better than the ones that are in the car right now. Also, you may have noticed the M5 is now up here instead of back here. It's because back here is a whole new project that none of you have any idea about. It's so cool. Wait till you see it. Now, unfortunately, these are not new turbos, and it's something I'm gambling with. These are used turbos. These look brand new, and it spins so good. And if you're thinking that buying used turbos is a terrible idea, well, you're right. But I'm willing to gamble they're gonna be just perfect for this car. And if they're not, we'll do all this over again. And look at the wastegate rattle for my turbo compared to the new turbo. We can absolutely see 165,000 miles really takes a toll on these. Before the new turbos go in, we do have to do a few things that we won't be able to do if they're on the car, like switching over the oil drain line from the old turbos to the new turbos, and installing the new gaskets, the one that go from the turbo to the downpipes, and the ones that go from the turbos to the headers. And staying on the topic of losing the turbos, that was actually pretty frustrating. It's never happened to me before, and I truly pray it never happens to me again. We lost so much time. I'm so excited to finally put the turbos in this car. We've been waiting. It's actually been 2 weeks since we removed those turbos. So just imagine how much I've been wanting to drive this car and put the turbos on it. But okay, here we go. Oh, actually, I almost forgot. Hold on. We got this brass T fitting to replace this plastic one that pretty much got destroyed. Thanks to BMW, we gotta be honest. Removing the plastic T-fitting was pretty frustrating. It literally kept disintegrating. And these 3 little hoses actually goes to the cooling of the turbos. But with this new brass fitting, I'm pretty confident this is never going to fail. Turbo numero uno can now go in. Oh, I see. Okay, this one goes here. And my original theory was right. It's going to be harder to put these turbos on than they were to take off. Okay, this is a little bit more difficult. I think what we have to do is we have to bolt down the drain, the long pipe that we just put in outside the car, and then we can kind of button everything up. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Jeez, that definitely took way longer than I was expecting, but turbo number 2 going in. And this one was definitely harder because we had even less space to work with, especially buttoning down the oil drain and, well, pretty much everything around the turbo. And it's already nighttime. I cannot lie, this took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Disconnected all the coil packs. The goal right now is to have the car crank, build up some oil pressure on the turbos before we actually get started. So it should just crank, 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 crank. For a little bit. Okay, that should be good. We're not done yet though. We do have to set up the exhaust valves. So we have a valve exhaust system from Optronic. What we did was run an independent vacuum line through the firewall, which funny enough, I just used the hole from the OEM vacuum lines. I teed everything off properly, but turns out this was a terrible idea. Let's hear this V8 twin turbo start up with the insane exhaust for the very first time. And the turbos. 3, 2, 1. This is by far, hands down, the best sounding BMW I've ever owned. Are you kidding me? The BMW sounds like it's cammed. Something's not right. For some reason, the revs it's just revving weirdly by itself. Okay, so I literally just put gas in this car, so we know we have gas. The gauge is still saying we don't have any gas, which I don't know why. I think I messed something up, but either way, I think it might be something with the vacuum lines. I'm not entirely sure because that's the only thing we've really touched. I mean, the turbos are on right, everything is on right. So let me go back to these lines right here and try to figure this out, because that did not sound right. It didn't sound right at all. And we can't use the stock system because it's reversed. Here the car's off, and when you turn it on, the valve's shut, and we can't control it as well. I completely missed. It actually comes with this piggyback harness along with an entire instruction guide. That's gonna make me able to use the OEM system, and we're not gonna keep getting faults with the RPMs and the whole vacuum system that I'm getting. You disconnect the OEM plug from the solenoid, connect the piggyback plug, then the OEM plug goes connected to the piggyback as well, and all you have to do is connect it to a ground, which we're gonna be using this one for the tail light. And now it works perfectly, and we can control it with the remote. In this package from Midwest Beamer Supply, we have something that's gonna make this V8 twin turbo sound and perform like no other. These are true cold air intakes, and it's not going to just add power, it's going to unlock the true character of this engine, an incredible sound. More airflow means the turbos will spool faster, sharper throttle response, and a sound BMW tried to hide. This was very, very affordable pricing, which I loved. And after going to a car event and seeing an M5 with some sick intakes, I told myself, we gotta make it happen. I wasn't gonna, but I think it's so cool, so we're doing it. And step one of this ordeal is removing the stock intakes, which are actually very, very good. But the Midwest Beamer Supply intakes are better. Oh, they're about the same size. Okay, cool. The new intake is going to go through this hole right here to the front bumper behind the grille of the car. So we have to remove this plastic piece that's meant for the OEM intake. I quickly realized we're going to be needing a little bit of help for this thing to go through that hole. The secret. We're almost there, but I feel like this is the hard part of the finish line. Like we're almost there, but like not really. We gotta get this bad boy through. We clamp it at the top. On goes the MAP sensor. And I know this may look funny, but it is currently raining season in Florida. Meaning since the intakes are quite literally in front of the car, all the rain's going to be hitting it, and I want to be extra careful. So we're putting a little mesh shielding on. Second intake going in. These intakes are a little bit on the stubborn side to put in, so I recommend you lube it up a little bit so it slides in. Pause. And the intakes look so good. And if you're wondering why I went with the color blue, well, it matches the calipers. And this car's not stained black. So the new color it's going to be will match perfectly with the blue. Now we should be right around 1,000 horsepower. The intake noise is insane. Are you kidding me? I hope you guys can hear that. Oh my god!
It sounds thick.
Sounds like a meaty, like so cool. Now you know we need new tires, so we cannot go too crazy. Oh my gosh. And you can hear the turbos. I mean, this is insane. So much more.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. This thing is awesome. It's scary. We need new tires ASAP.
Yeah, it's open.
We're gonna rev it with the valves on and the valves off. Let's see the difference. That sounds crazy. Okay, valve's closed. The difference is crazy! Wow, and you can hear the turbo so much. Comment below what is your favorite sounding BMW, because this just took the cake for me. One thing for sure is this car has already come so far, and I am so in love with it. Leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon.